Hi YouTube, Feisty Porter here with Eastern Acrobatics. Standing on head is an impressive trick in its own right that sets the foundation for some really awesome moves. While relatively easy to learn, you definitely need a qualified coach, as there are some risks. Here's the progression we use at Eastern Acrobatics and some tips to make learning this great trick easier. An important component of standing on head is tuck sit. This is how you're going to get into the position. The first place you should work on this is lying down. One leg comes up. Remember to keep the knees all the way to the chest. Next, you should learn this standing. And last, you should learn to do front mount directly to tuck support overhead. Make sure the shoulders are locked, everyone squeezes in, tight tuck. Now we need to get the flyer used to standing with the feet closer together. The first thing is regular feet, hands, push-ups. This is to make sure that the flyer can be moved forwards and backwards without reacting. You should be able to do at least 10 of these. Next, we'll shift the flyer side to side with the elbows on the ground. This is to start to turn off the side-to-side balancing for the flyer. You don't need to take your hand off for this. Just get used to shifting the weight without changing your position. And then a direct analog to standing on the head. If we do a push-up and put the feet together, it's going to act exactly the same as it will standing on head. And the base can shake the flyer a little bit and make sure they don't react. It's very important for the base to have a strong neck. The easiest way to work on that is just to hold headstand for time. I think at least a minute is important. You can also put more weight in your head by going onto the fingertips and trying to make your hands light. And if you have someone available to spot, you can even take your hands all the way off the ground to make sure that all of the weight is on your head. Placing the feet on the head is probably the most difficult part of this trick, and it requires quite a bit of practice. The most important thing is that we want to lock the skin, which can move quite far back and forth, all the way to the front. The way we're going to do that when we place the feet is by setting the toes right in the center and then sliding them forward, increasing the friction as we go until the toes are pretty near the hairline. At this point, the weight is evenly distributed on the whole surface of the foot, and it's very easy for the base to feel where the center of balance is. Now, here's a little trick. Especially if your base has hair, it's very likely that the hair will slide to the sides. If you put your feet so that they face each other slightly as you put the toes, then when you add pressure, the pressure of your feet going down will press them more together, and the hair will be spread, which will make some tension, and then your feet won't slip as much. Notice the toes come together in the center of the head and slide forward to the spot. Once the weight's applied, stand up. Always nice and slow. And there we are, standing on head. And here's the full trick. Front mount to tuck sit. When it's stable, toes go on, slide the weight. Once the weight is all on the head, one hand at a time to the legs. Notice that I'm standing a little bit behind. Falling backwards is the only dangerous way you can jump down forwards yourself. Then we take hands again and dismount to the front as we usually would from shoulders. If learning this trick looks fun to you, make sure to find a qualified coach and give these progressions a try.